Hey, this is Jordan. I'm doing my NFL spread predictions for Week 12 of the NFL. Last night was the Thursday night game. I had the Texans minus 3.5, and they were not able to beat the spread. They won by 3, so that was a tough loss. Hopefully, I can bounce back and get some wins on Sunday. So this first game listed is Miami versus Cleveland. Uh, I personally think this is one of the best games, or best. It's not going to be one of the best games of the week, but it's one of the best bets of the week in my opinion. And the reason why is because Cleveland. The only reason why this spread is so large is because Cleveland's coming off a win, but also I haven't seen Cleveland destroy an opponent all season. The only time they actually won by a decent amount of points was against a good team, the Ravens. They won by 15 points. That game is definitely an outlier to me. It just didn't. That's like when the Falcons beat the Saints last week or whatever. It just games like that happen, but it doesn't really mean a lot. So I really, really, really like Miami plus 10.5. I think that's one of the easiest spread predictions. I mean, Cleveland has been such a mess. They're missing Miles Garrett. He's suspended for the rest of the season. They have another player that's suspended. Um, I think I know Pouncey on the Steelers was suspended, but the Browns have injuries. Their team's a mess right now. And Miles Garrett, he is the best player on their defense. So I really really like Miami plus 10.5. I think that's one of the easiest decisions for me out of all the spreads this week. I can't imagine someone taking Cleveland minus 10.5. So Miami plus 10.5. Uh, Denver versus Buffalo. So I was listening to some sports talk radio, and I heard a couple guys saying, Denver plus 4 is a really good bet. I'm totally on the other side of that. I think Buffalo minus 4 is easily the best bet here out of any over under or spread or anything. Buffalo minus 4. I don't know what the money line is, but Buffalo minus 4 is so easy for me. They are at home. One of the things people are saying is, oh, they haven't had any wins against any good teams. They only beat bad teams, which is true. But Denver is a bad team. And the only reason why this spread is so small is because Denver played well against the Vikings. Um, I don't think that's gonna happen again. It's just not gonna happen. Um, yeah, Denver had 2 weeks to plan for that game. They were they had a bye week, and so I think they spent a lot of time planning for the Vikings. Um, I like Buffalo at home here. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I think the fact that Denver had 2 weeks to plan for the Vikings, and it just really helped them, and they still lost. They still lost, but I took Denver plus whatever 10.5 or whatever the spread was. Against the Vikings, I think it was 10.5. I took Denver, and they obviously beat the spread, so that was a good bet. But I'm going with Buffalo this time. I haven't gone with Buffalo too many times. I've been pretty solid with Buffalo this season. Um, the last game they played the Dolphins, and I took them on a minus. I think it was -5, and I'm fairly sure they beat the spread. So yeah, they won that game by 17 points. I just looked at it. Yeah, I remember when I saw that. That was really when I saw that Buffalo was only favored by 5 points over the Dolphins. That I was very excited. that I jumped on that one, and that was an easy play. And so I'm going with Buffalo again, -4. Um, yeah, that's not a hard decision. I can't. When I was listening to people say Denver +4, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't know why you would trust Denver, just because they played well and they still lost the Vikings. I don't. Yeah, Buffalo at home is easy for me. Um, they haven't been that solid. They're not really that impressive of a team to me. Like I said, they've only beaten bad teams, but Denver is a bad team. So Buffalo -4. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati is a really tough one. The only reason why is because I want to take Pittsburgh -6.5. and but it's tough because there's a lot of injuries. Like I said, Pouncey's not going to be playing, and then the I think Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner are questionable, and I think they're doubtful even. So I really, it's hard for me to back Pittsburgh minus 6.5, but yeah, honestly, to me, what I would do is I would stay away from this game. I would just stay away from this game. If I had to give a spread prediction, I mean, it's so tough because I don't know who's healthy or who's In my last video, I took Pittsburgh minus 6.5. Um, I might I might have to go with Cincinnati plus. I might have to go Cincinnati plus the 6.5. But to me, what I would do is I would actually just completely stay away from this game. And also the problem with this game is the over under. I would like to take the under, but the over under is it's too low. 38 is just too low of a number in my opinion to take the under. Um, yeah, I don't like Pittsburgh here, but I can't back Cincinnati, especially because this is a must win for Pittsburgh. They're still fighting for a playoff spot. I don't think they're going to go very far if they do make the playoffs, but they're still fighting for a playoff spot. So I don't really. I think Pittsburgh is going to give it everything they have. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 6.5. It's kind of tough for me, but they've been somehow winning games. A lot of times I've gone against them. I know I took the Rams against them, and they won that game. I think I took the Colts against the Steelers, and then the Steelers won that one too. So like every time I go against the Steelers, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to take Steelers minus 6.5. The Steelers have been a really tough team for me to read. I've watched Ben Roethlisberger my whole life. He's a good quarterback. So, and I remember when Mason Rudolph was in the draft with Lamar Jackson and all those other quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield stuff. But I remember, he looked pretty good. I wasn't sure how his career was gonna end. He's been better than I thought he'd be. He's been a really solid quarterback. But yeah, in Cincinnati, they're benching Andy Dalton. I forgot who's playing. If it's Driscoll, no, Driscoll was. I think he's drafted by the Bengals. Now he's on the Lions. I forgot who the hell's playing for the Cincinnati. But I remember they played the Raiders last week, and they kept that game close. They only lost by a touchdown, which was surprising. And but the Cincinnati quarterback, I remember he was 13 for 31 on passing, so he was not very good, under 50%. So I don't know. I don't trust Cincinnati. So I'm taking Pittsburgh minus 6.5 if I have to make a play here. The Giants versus the Bears. The only reason why I'm taking Giants plus 6 is just because how disappointing the Bears have been. Not only that, but the games that they have won, it's been a close game. They barely won the game. They haven't destroyed any opponents, so it's really hard for me to take Chicago minus 6. I like Daniel Jones a lot more than I like Mitchell Trubisky, and but I think Chase Daniel's playing, and I like Chase Daniel more than Mitchell Trubisky, but I still like um, Daniel Jones more than both those guys. So I'm taking the Giants. I think Golden Tate's really added to the offense since he's come back from the suspension, 4 game suspension. I actually drafted him on my fantasy team, and I stashed him away. He's been playing really well, so I like the Giants plus the 6. I don't know if they're gonna win the game. I think Chicago will probably win by field goal, but like I said, Chicago's been so bad that there's no way for me to take them minus 6. I took them plus 6.5 against the Rams last week, and they lost by 10. So I don't really trust Chicago anymore. I'm taking the New York Giants plus 6. Um, Oakland versus the New York Jets. I'm taking the Jets plus the 3 just because I don't trust Oakland anymore. I took Oakland minus 11 against the Bengals, and they weren't able to beat the spread. And I watched a lot of that game, and they were really disappointing. They looked really bad. Derek Carr got sacked a lot. They just looked bad. With a team that's invested so much in the offensive line, their offensive line's not very good. I don't really like. I like Oakland to win the game maybe, but I think the Jets could easily win this game. I know C.J. Mosley's injured, but I don't know. I think Le'Veon Bell's gonna have a really big game. I also think Jameson Crowder and a couple of I like Demarius Thomas. We'll see how he does. But I think that the offense. I think the offense is gonna play pretty well actually. It could be a high scoring game actually, because but I'm not sure. I mean, Oakland's offense. Their thing is that they only have one good receiver, Terrell Williams, or no, I'm sorry. Was it Travis Benjamin? Oh wait, hold on. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who that. Yeah, it's Tyrell Williams. Um, yeah, he's the only good receiver on the team, and Josh Jacobs is having a good, rookie season. I like where they drafted him, how they were able to get him late in the first round. So that was a good pick. I like. There's a few aspects. I like some of the guys they've drafted on defense, but all the guys who I like who are playing well, they're all rookies. I can't. It's hard for me to trust a bunch of rookies. Even though defense is something you want young athletic guy. You don't want a bunch of old guys, but still, I really like. I really like the Jets plus the 3. I'm done taking the Raiders. They're they're a hard team to judge because sometimes they look like they could be a playoff contender, and then sometimes they just don't look horrible, but they just look average, maybe even below average, especially the way they looked against the Bengals. Bengals are a bad team. They should have annihilated the Bengals, and yeah, I mean that game showed me when they play the way they played. It just if that's the way they're gonna play in the playoffs, yeah. So I'm taking Jets plus 3. I think Sam Darnold. He's had an up and down season, but I think he's settled now. I think he'll have a solid game right here. I took the Jets last week against the Redskins on the money line as an underdog. I took them against the spread. Plus 2.5 was the spread, and I took them on the money line. Um, easy, easy play. I'm gonna take the Jets again. They're at home also. Um, yeah, last week Oakland was at home. Their fans were fired up. They had a lot of fans, and there's a lot of energy in the atmosphere, in the arena, stadium. But they just didn't. They didn't bring it. They won, but they didn't bring the heat. So I don't like that. I like the Jets plus 3. Carolina versus New Orleans. I am gonna take. I took New Orleans minus 9.5. There's a lot of places that they're still minus 9.5. I'm just gonna stick with the minus 9.5. I'm not gonna take them minus 10. I think they're gonna win the game by 10. If you have to take, I guess you might have to. If you wanted to take them, there's a lot of places. There's a lot of places they're still 9.5. Most places they're minus 10. I'm just gonna stick with my prediction from last video at minus 9.5. Um, and even if you have to do something where you like buy half a point or whatever, and change the juice a little bit, and it's like I don't know, whatever you have to do to get that minus 9.5. Yeah, even if you have to pay a little more in the juice, it's worth it. I think they'll win the game by 10. So New Orleans minus 9.5. They opened up at minus 7. If you could get them there, that would have been good. But yeah, there's still a lot of places they're minus 9.5. Um, the MGM, William Hill. Um, yeah, there's a few places. Anyways, yeah, New Orleans minus 9.5. Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. I am gonna back Tampa Bay just because Atlanta, even though they're kind of hot right now, they've won their past 2 games. They still are a bad team, and I don't like James Winston a lot. I don't like the Bucks that much. They're not an amazing team. I just think these teams are equal, so that's why I have to take the Bucks at plus 4. It's honestly a pick 'em to me. This game should be Atlanta should be favored by maybe like 2 points, not 4. So I would take
I would take Tampa Bay. I mean, it's in Atlanta, but I would take Tampa Bay +4. There's no way I'm taking Atlanta minus the 4. So Bucks +4. Detroit versus Washington. Detroit opened up at -1.5. Now they're -3.5. I think I have to take Washington plus the 3.5. I really have to take Washington, and I haven't backed Washington a lot this year, but I'm going with them at home. I think Dwayne Haskins is going to have a solid game, not an amazing game, but I think he's getting settled now. He's a rookie. I think he's played a few games. He's finding, not a great rhythm. I mean, they got whooped by the Jets, but um, I really like Washington at home +3.5. I think they'll probably lose by 3. I mean, Detroit is not a very good team. They're not. I think Matthew Stafford is. He's still injured. I'm taking Washington +3.5. Yeah, even if Matthew Stafford plays, I don't think he's playing, but he'd still be coming back from injury. And that was, yeah. I don't know. I just got a feeling Washington +3.5 is that just makes sense to me. It just makes sense. Jacksonville versus Tennessee. Yeah. Jacksonville versus Tennessee. I think I'm taking Tennessee -3.5. Yeah, so last pick was Washington +3.5. I'm gonna trust Dwayne Haskins. Um, this one I'm gonna trust Ryan Tannehill. I really really like the way Ryan Tannehill's been playing. Um, I really think that Jacksonville is a hard team for me to back right now. They've been getting beaten pretty badly. They just don't look good. I think Nick Foles is going to be a little more settled now. He was just coming back from injury last game. I really like Tennessee -3.5. If you're able to get them when they open up -2.5, that's pretty cool. I think they could end up winning by just a field goal, but I think they should win by at least a touchdown. If I had to pick anything, I think Tennessee will win this game by maybe 10 points. You know what I mean? They should win the game by 10 points. They'll probably win by touchdown by like maybe 7 points. But well, Tennessee isn't a must win right here at home. They're still fighting for the playoffs. Jacksonville is kind of in the playoffs. Jacksonville's 4-6. Tennessee's 5-5. I think Tennessee really feels like they could make a playoff run. I'm not sure if Jacksonville feels that way. Um, I really yeah, at home. I just really like this game right here. I really like Tennessee right here. I think they're gonna give it their all. So I'm gonna back Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill. I just like Tannehill right now. Nick Foles, he's a good quarterback, but he still needs to get settled with the Jaguar offense. I'm yeah, Tennessee -3.5. Dallas versus New England. I'm taking New England -6. I think that a lot of people are taking Dallas because they're thinking, oh well, New England they haven't looked very good. Dallas they haven't looked that good either, but maybe they're saying, oh these teams are pretty equal. I might as well take the underdog at +6, and I understand that. Maybe like thinking, oh maybe the Patriots will just win by a field goal. I think the Patriots are they're really gonna go hard in this game. I mean, they lost to the Ravens. I think they and then they bounced back and won. I took them a -3.5 against the Eagles, and they won by 7. Um, I think I think New England will probably win this game by 7. They were favored by 7 before. Now they're favored by 6. I think they'll probably win by 7 points. Honestly, they might win by 10 or something, but I think it'll probably be a touchdown kind of win. Probably 27-20 would be my prediction. 27-20. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna take New England -6. Um, Green Bay versus San Francisco. This one is a toughie. This one's tough because it's kind of intriguing to take Green Bay. There's some places where Green Bay's 3.5 point underdog, but a lot of places they're a 3 point underdog, and then it's like kind of split. Like I'd say half the places it's 3.5. What I'm gonna do, um, because so the places where San Francisco is favored by 3, the juice on that line on the -3 for San Francisco is like -115, -120 kind of juice. And then if you took them on the -3.5, It's an even juice. I would buy that half a point, and I would take the -3 on either -115 or -120 juice. Um, I think San Francisco -3 makes a lot of sense here. I'd take it with the juice. I wouldn't do the 3.5 with the even juice. Um, I would take San Francisco minus the 3 points. Whatever juice you can get, -115 or -120. I just think San Francisco is going to win this game. They want to win this game, and it's strange because I took Seattle against spread against San Francisco, and they pulled through for me. I don't know. I mean, I think I have to back San Francisco here. A lot of people really like Green Bay because they're Aaron Rodgers and stuff. I just don't trust Green Bay right now. I just don't trust them. They're like above average, but they're not doing anything to really impress you and make me think that they're like a really outstanding team. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, for sure. But I don't trust Green Bay that much. I trust San Francisco a lot more. They're at home. I think the crowd is going to be fired up. I don't know. I really like San Francisco -3. I think I understand why people are taking the Packers +3. That makes sense. They could win this game straight up. They could. I could. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But I really think San Francisco wants to win this game really badly. Um, yeah, I think San Francisco really wants this game. So I'm going to take San Francisco 49ers -3. Seattle versus Philadelphia. I really liked. All right, so when I posted my last video, I think Seattle was +2 on the spread or +2.5. They opened up at +3. Um, Now they're +1. I still would take them at +1 or the money line. I really like Seattle here. I can't believe that they're an underdog. I would do any. I mean, whatever you can. I mean, I don't like +1 underdogs on like spread wise because people don't lose games by 1 point usually. So I really like Seattle on the money line here. I think they're gonna win straight up. I really like Seattle. I think they've been playing really good football. I understand. I don't understand why it opened up at 3, but I understand why now it's only a 1 point spread because people have been obviously. I would have definitely put money on Seattle +3. I took them last video at I think they were +2 or +2.5, but I'd still and I also said money line last video. I'm really excited. I think this is such a good bet. I think that yeah they're gonna win this game straight up. I don't understand why they've been playing good football. I don't understand why they are the underdog here. There's certain games where like a team like last week I didn't understand why the Jets were underdog and I just was like whatever I'm not gonna pay attention I'm just gonna take the Jets I know they're the better team and it worked out. I'm doing the same thing here. Seattle I know they're the better team. I don't know why the Eagles are favored. They just lost. They're at home and they played all right against a good team the Patriots but I don't know I still their offense isn't clicking, and they only scored 10 points. So, and that proves how bad their offense is right now. So I just don't. I don't like Philadelphia's offense. I like Seattle's offense. I think Josh Gordon has really added to it. I gotta take Seattle on the money line +1, whatever. Seattle. Baltimore versus LA is very interesting because it opened up at a pick'em. I would have jumped on Baltimore at a pick'em. Now they're -3. I'm taking Baltimore minus the 3. In some places it's across the board. It's -3, but some places have better juice than others. Some places it's -115. Some places it's -120, and even a couple places -125 on the juice. Most places it looks like it's -120 on the juice. I would take that. I would take the Baltimore Ravens minus the 3. On I guess more, -120 juice. I just really. It would have been better to take them on the pick 'em, but this is a video for you guys. I just want I want to help other people make good predictions, and so this is what the line is now. This is what the spread is right now, and so I want people to make the right decision. And the thing is I've been listening to a lot of people, talk about sports and spread and all this stuff. I listen to a lot of radio, Everyone is saying take the Rams +3. Everyone's saying Rams +3. No, it just don't overthink it. They're overthinking it. That's what these people do. They overthink things. They think, oh, Rams are they're coming. They've been playing badly. Like that's why. And Baltimore's been the hottest team in the NFL. So like that's why the Ravens are favored by 3. The Rams are at home. They're just as good as the Ravens. I think the Rams +3. That's it. I'm hearing a lot of people saying Rams +3 is like the lock of the week or whatever. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going with my gut. I just have to go with Baltimore -3. It just makes sense to me. Baltimore is so good right now. I think, and Marcus Peters is playing against his old team. I think he's gonna have like a pick six probably because he has a lot of those. I just really like Baltimore -3. I think Baltimore's gonna win by a touchdown, or maybe I don't know. At least like maybe they'll win by 5, 6, 7, 8 points. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I really like Baltimore to win this game by a decent amount of points, maybe around a touchdown. So Baltimore -3. I think that's the last play because that's the Monday night game. But yeah, we'll see how the games go. Um, but yeah, I really like a few of these plays. I really like Miami +10.5. I like the Giants +6. Um, I kind of like Bucks +4. What else is a good one? I like Tennessee -3.5 just because how bad Jacksonville's been. But I don't know. It's not like Jacksonville could have a good game. Nick Foles could start playing a little better. He's probably just rusty. That's what was going on last game. That's why they were so bad. I really like Seattle. I was money line. Um, that's pretty much it. The Oakland New York Jets game is a tough one. I'm not so sure about that one. Pittsburgh Cincinnati is another one I'm not so sure about. Buffalo. I really like Buffalo -4. I really like Buffalo -4. I like New England to win the game. I'm taking a -6, but like I said, they could end up just winning by like a field goal. But and then San Francisco -3. I definitely think San Francisco is going to win, and 3 is not that big of a number. Um, and then Baltimore. I definitely have to back them with -3. I took them last time, uh, last week, and against the Texans. A lot of people took Texans +3.5. I took Ravens -3.5, and that worked out pretty well. Yeah. So I am going to end the video, but I'm pretty confident with a few of these picks. I think I'm gonna have a pretty good week. So I might do a video on the over unders, but so far this is just a spread prediction video, so I will end it.